Now, you see, I can't say, will you all sit up and listen to this letter that I've invented?
Mm.
I have to somehow set up the colleague element. Now, I've got to hear that colleague voice. Now, you see if you can hear one. How might you, what sorts of remarks might you make? Now, the sort of remark that I might make is, excuse me, do you mind just dropping what you're doing? There's something come in by the late mail. I think we should all just check this out if you don't mind. Now, you see, I'm using restricted code. Check this out. What the heck does check this out mean? We know it's not teacher voice, though.
Yes.
Just pop over here for a minute. Or, by the way, I think we're onto a big thing. You know about the Cardiff Centre. Have you heard about where the new garden festival is going to be? Well, we might be onto a big thing. You see, all these are promises now.
Yes.
And what is big thing? I will not mention money. That is for me a moral situation. You can do it the way you want it. I never first introduce cash, just as I will never introduce smoking or drinking. For me, that is a moral issue. When it's introduced, I'll deal with it. I will never put my own morality forward. What I will not do, though, is introduce aspects that I believe are less relevant to what we're doing. When they bring up money, I shall deal with it, and there'll be no criticism in it, because we must be paid. We are consultants, you see. So, I haven't had time to have copies made for you. Now, of course, you may choose to have copies made for them. Now, if you choose to have copies made for them, what Ian will be confronted with is a lot of heads and rustling paper. And these are young children. You decide, is it better that they feel important, they've got a folder and a file and a letter, which will be very cheaply made, of course, or they've got to share a letter with a group, or they have to translate through you what this means. Now, I am not saying one is better or worse than the other, but those are the choices I've made. I've decided, because they may not be used to having loads of bits of paper to flip about, I won't yet have copies. Neither will I waste a photocopier if I don't need it. I also feel I can get the pauses in the right places if I keep the letter first. However, where I sit with the class will make quite certain, and I would not have an underlined version, Ian, will make quite certain that they can see I've got nothing up my sleeve. I'm reading exactly what it says. So now I'm going to begin my beguiling now time. Now, you see, I might put my glasses on. I actually don't need glasses to read this, but it allows me, you see, to cut myself off and intrude myself on. And you do what you like. It suits me to do that.
So it's a sort of signal to them.
It's a signal, the letter. It also allows me to change my attitude, like we do in the real world, because the dignity is the dignity of the work here, not my personal dignity. So, well, the address seems to be, and I'm using words like seems because, you see, I don't want to look like I've read it all. I've kept it for a month on the desk. It's rather exciting, and I haven't really read it properly myself yet. It seems to have come straight from the administration site office in Cardiff. Now, I'm not sure just what that means yet, but it sounds, and I'm waiting to see if anybody tells me. Oh, it might, yes. Site offices, is that what they are? Oh, So, even at the very beginning, I've spent my life demonstrating I don't know much. You know, and actually it's true. It's dead true. You never know enough. And then we come on dear consultants. They've obviously seen an advertisement or met one of our clients. I'm building a history. I am writing to you to inquire whether you'd be able to assist the committee of the Cardiff National Garden Festival 1994, oh, it must be in Cardiff next year, of some urgency. You know, they always want jobs done before they've asked us, don't they? Always want these things urgent. Can you drop what you're doing? Now that's the sort of tone. Now you may say, oh, I can't spend a whole hour reading that. And I'm saying, well, matey, if you're not comfortable doing that, go back and do what you said. Because
Yes.
this hour lays in all the curriculum. And they'll not forget. Because the affective zone. Now, the thing that will make me pace it fast and slow is their ability to pay attention to the letter, to discourse together about what the letter is asking of us, and so on. And when they are getting tired, I'll speed it up. Say, well, look, we haven't time to do all this. The big thing is, are we prepared to take the job on? And then I'll find another way to go through it, you
Right,
see.
yeah.
So that is how I would tend to approach it. Now the tasks then are laid in through the letter. It invites them, first of all, to socially agree. It invites them with the first task of responding, that a letter will have to be sent in terms of whether we'll take the job on or not. It will invite them to see whether they will design a pavilion. So getting some tentative looks around at buildings is going to be laid in from the very start. So it invites a lot of research quite early, but it is not the research from books at this point. It's digging into your own knowledge to see if you can even dream up an air pavilion. What sorts of ideas would we have? We are consultants, so we're not going to rush to books straight off. Dredging up what people feel they already know. You see, it asks whether you could actually show smog. Well, I don't know if we could show smog, you know. What do you think? Is it worth a try? What is smog? So discussion groups early on are bound to come through this letter.